to the Ho Chi Minh National Political Academy.
Did you know that right now while you're watching this video, there's a country developing on its own unique path to socialism, with democracy at its center and far beyond the expectations of capitalism. A country with a progressively improving standard of living, creating advanced policy on housing, to healthcare, to the environment, to roads and infrastructure, oriented in a way that always puts the needs of the people before profit. An optimistic people, building socialism and moving with forward focus into the future, through a history of shared struggle to a better world. A land with serene rural rice fields and energetic metropolitan cityscapes, and home to the legendary Skull Island, where King Kong was filmed. We were so excited to go to Vietnam, but we weren't sure what to expect. And this was the first time we've gone to a country where none of us spoke the language. When we arrived, we were greeted with a warm welcome by our comrades from the Communist Party of Vietnam, and our adventure began. Vietnam's socialist-oriented market economy puts market forces squarely in the service of Vietnam's path to socialism. This system started in 1986 with the Doi Moi reforms, which allowed private businesses by instituting laws and regulations that guarantee the people's interests remain the highest priority. Since then, Vietnam's economy has grown rapidly, with the GDP increasing by around 6 to 7% each year. This growth has lifted millions out of poverty, dropping the poverty rate from over 70% in the 1990s to less than 6% now.
So the main challenge that we face now is how to build a truly modern, a truly effective market economy. Developing a market economy is only the tools and the measures that we use in order to achieve our final goal, that is socialism.
People's lives have improved, with better access to education, healthcare, and jobs. Many liberal economists have labeled Vietnam an economic miracle, some inexplicable phenomenon whereby a small country somehow stumbled upon financial fortune. But the truth is, there was no miracle, and the growth in Vietnam hasn't happened by pure chance. We met with Comrade Ngoc On from the Vietnam Fatherland Front, a free alliance of all the major mass people's organizations, political organizations, and socio-political organizations in Vietnam, like the Vietnam Women's Union, the Ho Chi Minh Youth Union, various religious organizations, labor unions, and diaspora organizations. While the Fatherland Front is communist-led, most of its members are not members of the Communist Party of Vietnam. The Fatherland Front and its member organizations work from the grassroots in every province to the national level to collect the opinions and feedback of the people and bring this to the government. In fact, the National Assembly, Vietnam's legislature, cannot pass a law without first receiving the feedback of the Fatherland Front. Our trip to Vietnam was extraordinary at every turn, but the experience that impacted us the most was when we met with the Vietnam Association for the Victims of Agent Orange, Dioxin.
So dear CPUSA delegation, comrades from the Commission for External Relations and from VAVA, we are honored to welcome the CPUSA delegation and dear comrades.
Most of us had no idea the impact that Agent Orange had and continues to have on the Vietnamese people. We learned that it damages DNA so that victims of Agent Orange Dioxin are still being born in this generation. And we learned about the full spectrum of effects Agent Orange Dioxin continues to have, from extremely severe to functional impairment. We felt indignation and rage to see the results of our government's foreign policy reflected in real lives. And since we're citizens of the US, we understood our personal and collective responsibility to make amends. One thing our party has taught us is that nothing happens unless people take concrete actions. Helping to create a people's movement based on friendship and solidarity is the best way to promote healing and move us all forward into a more just world. We'd love to invite you to join a grassroots movement that can come together and put pressure on Congress to pass a bill of healing for Vietnamese victims, and which can at long last address our country's weaponization of Agent Orange Dioxin. We should also engage in passing a bill that supports the needs of the American soldiers who were there and were also victims. None of this is out of reach, because we've already passed a bill that addresses the environmental impact that Agent Orange Dioxin had on Vietnam. But it never addressed the human cost. Getting ready for our flight home was not our favorite part of the journey, so we stalled for as long as we could to finish our final breakfast together. Vietnam's beauty, the energy, the people, and the friendships we forged are memories and bonds that will last a lifetime. But our biggest takeaway is of a resilient, optimistic, hopeful generation, and a country whose only goal is to promote friendship, solidarity, and the well-being of its people. From country to country, as we travel to meet our fraternal comrades, we can see so clearly that we're all working with the same vision.
Hello, Comrade.
We all see socialism as a bridge to building a better society. If you share this vision too, then we hope you'll join us.